So I got drafted to help run this panel. I don't know why. I've never been to an Amazon conference before in my life. So I'll be the host and the runner. So we've got everybody up here, the merch experts. And so if you have a question, just address it to the right person, and then we'll get it answered. Questions? Merch is hot. I know you guys got questions. I'll throw. Where? Oh, it was a small. I didn't see you there.
Okay, mine's kind of a multiple. I wanted to know if you could share with us what the average dollar amount is that people charge for a t-shirt or buy, the ranking, and our graphics, words, pictures, which one are the most popular?
So the average price of all the merch shirts is below $19.99, is below, because as you just heard Miguel say, cheaper. So definitely below that. It's around $17 from all the data that I've looked at. There's not really an average rank. I mean, there is, but there's constantly shirts being added, million plus. So no average rank. What was your other question?
Graphics versus text types of designs, which sell best?
Kind of depends on seasonality for me. Personally, my account, both graphics and text combined sells best, but okay. Denied.
I was gonna go. Talking about local merch local. We're getting started with that. What are the best local industries? What are your top list of ones that you would approach for that?
The top list for local merch, right at the top, is going to be restaurants because they're very reactive with customers. And then service industry. So surprisingly, salons are going to be right up at the top, hair salons. Automotive, trying to drive people in for their brake check, their oil change, those kinds of things. Something where they're trying to put a promotion out to the customer. You're not selling them a shirt, but you're trying to offer the customer something that entices them to come into the business and in a way that they can keep coming into the business. Yeah.
I think following Mike Wall, who's, the B2B king, making like 400 grand a month. The one main thing that he always says, if you're gonna do a door-to-door, is you wanna just go after businesses that already currently advertise. And don't waste your time with businesses that don't. Because if you're trying to explain it to a business that doesn't advertise, they're just not gonna get it. But someone who advertises, it's an easy way to show them to just add it to their current advertising. You're not gonna spend any more money. You do flyers, great. All you're gonna do is add this to your flyer. You're not gonna spend any more money, and you're actually gonna make money back now on your advertising dollars, because every shirt that's sold, I'm gonna split the royalty with you 50-50. So you're actually gonna make money back on your advertising. It's much easier to explain it that way than to somebody new, because we've been doing it for 3 weeks now on the phone, and it's very difficult for them to understand how the t-shirts can be used to redeem an offer over the phone.
So I was talking to Mike the other day about this, and I was like, where are you finding people already spending money? Is it on the top of Google? And he told me to go look through the junk mail, and there's stuff for like laundromats in there. Yeah, like a ton of stuff you'd never even have any idea that they're actually spending this money on every month is in your junk mail because they pay to deliver you that junk.
The other surprising place, have you ever gone to a grocery store and on the back of your receipt it has all those different advertising companies? Those are great ones to go after because these are the guys that are spending dollars in the community. They're trying to get people to just look at their brand and grab a coupon code, a discount, a free appetizer, whatever it be. And as Anthony was saying, like the value pack, you're finding the people that are already spending advertising dollars. They already get it.
So just to summarize, it sounds like between the salons, the automotive, the restaurant, these are like repeats, local businesses, like service-based businesses that want repeat customers that have them coming in regularly.
Yes.
Is that like another way to frame that?
Yeah, repeat customers. They're trying to keep them coming back in the shirt. And as I've explained with some people, it's not just one shirt. Like, you put out the one shirt with a promotion, but think of all the holidays you have. You've got, if you're going after Mexican food, right? Think Cinco de Mayo. Here's a whole new shirt that you can do for them, a whole new promotion. And you can run one through the year. You can do Valentine's Day, you do Mother's Day, you do a Christmas special. You think of the holidays through the year, and all of a sudden you've got all these different opportunities to think of it as not as t-shirts, but how many times does a business change up their ad? They've always got a Christmas ad. They have a Memorial Day ad. Tie that in, and now your medium is just the t-shirt with the customer. They buy the shirt, you split the royalty with the advertising company, and now somebody's wearing Joe's Pizza shirt to the soccer field, and his friends are saying, why are you wearing Joe's Pizza shirt? Well, I get a free pizza when I wear the shirt into the shop. Oh, dang, what's the QR code? And they're on their phone buying a shirt.
Sticking on local merch, do you find it necessary to sign contracts or agreements with any of these businesses, or is it all just handshake, gentleman's agreement?
So we haven't yet. You should. We were going to do, I think we're going to do, since we're doing it over the phones, we have a DocuSign set up. You got to make it real easy. If we're like faxing over contracts, that's the last thing you want to do. You want to get it done right there on the phone. You get the credit card, close them, DocuSign, sign it right away. You should. I mean, protocol is get the document signed, authorizing you to be able, them authorizing you to put their logo up on a shirt on Amazon and give that to Amazon. I haven't done that yet. We've been submitting them. We haven't had an issue, but as far as scalability and do it long term, it should be done the right way.
The other piece to the local merch is not offering something for free to the customer. The best way to go about it is offering a service fee. Like, you are going in as an advertiser. You're not a t-shirt seller. So you're going to go in and say there's a $250 setup fee. You're going to generate an invoice for them. That invoice is going to take in such things as I'm going to get the design ready. I'm going to get the link ready. We'll get a QR code ready for you. There's a value to the customer. Me as a business, if somebody comes to me and says, this is free, my first question is, why is it free? And because nothing's free. Nothing's free that is good, and there's value when you put a setup fee. Plus, you start walking away with setup fee checks on these people, and that's a great thing to your business. You build value into what's going on, and then you're dealing with invoicing. They're in the system. If you need a contract, the basic thing that you're looking for is rights. If you're using a logo that company allows you to use their local merch, like, I'm posting Joe's Pizza on Amazon. Make sure I've got the rights to Joe's Pizza, even though most times nobody's going to ask unless Joe complains. But it might be as simple as just a half-page sign on the dotted line, $250 setup fee. Here's the split on the royalties. And if it needs to go bigger, if you sign a chain that's got 1,000 pizza stores across the U.S., yeah, you probably want to get a bit of a legal agreement. But if it's you and Joe's Pizza down the street, it's about relationship and it's about networking with Joe. So,
when you do the royalty splitting, do you recommend 50-50, or like what's the normal?
That's what Mike's doing. I don't know. That's what we're doing too. You can do whatever you want.
What I found on the ones that I've already signed is you're both trying to meet in the middle on something. And here's the thing. You didn't sell the shirt the day before, so if you only made $1 on the shirt, you made $1 more than you made yesterday, right? So don't be afraid to move that dial a bit, especially if you get a bigger contract. $1 a shirt might be pretty good. Like Mike Wall, the pizza shop, over Mother's Day, he's got 8 pizza stores in San Diego. They did a Mother's Day promotion, sold 9,000 t-shirts. At probably, I think the price is $24.99. So we're not talking $25.99. So we're not talking $4 or $5 royalty. We're talking $10 royalty. And you say to him, I'm going to take $1 of that. And the customer goes, you sold 10,000 shirts and I made $9 royalty on each shirt? He probably made more on shirts than he did on pizzas that weekend. You see how that starts to click? So don't go in thinking that the customer need to take the royalty. I'll give you $2. Make it sweet. Because you'd be surprised how much volume can start kicking out. And the great thing about local merch is the pizza store didn't put any money out. The customer went to Amazon and bought the shirt for $25.99. You looked at it on your dashboard and cut him a check at the end of the month for his portion. So.
That real quick too, because I talk to Mike pretty often, especially about that pizza shop. And he told me, he's like, that guy's my best client. He's like, because he listens to me. He's like, whatever I say. So after the first time he listened to Mike and he did the promotion and he had all these people coming in wearing shirts, he told me, he's like, Mike, this is amazing. He's like, my whole restaurant's full of people wearing my shirts. This is awesome. I can't believe it. He's like, what do we do next? So Mike's like, okay, look, Cinco de Mayo's coming up. Let's make another shirt, Cinco de Mayo, and do another promo. And the guy's like, all right, let's do it. He did that, and they crushed it. They sold like 4,000 shirts. So, and this guy was calling Mike. Every restaurant, all 8 of my locations, they're all wearing Cinco de Mayo shirts, and all my pizzerias. This is awesome. You know, so what do we do next? Let's do a Mother's Day one. So now they're doing one for every holiday. And the same people are buying the shirts because they like the shirt. And they have all pizza shirts, but they're cool, like Cinco de Mayo and the little pizzeria logo. Like, they're making them like cool and fun for people to wear with their family, their wives, their kids. You know, you make it fun like that, and you get a guy who's coachable, who'll listen to you. That's the perfect client you want for B2B.
Even if you take it down to like 0 royalty, right? It might be worth it for the tier ups, for like sending the volume through there, or to have like a testimonial, right? So like, yeah, I got this account, and that account's gonna open doors to other accounts. It doesn't cost you any money, so just do it almost for free. Like, you have 100% to play with.
I was just going to ask, like in that scenario, Anthony, if you know, like, how is he getting paid to do these shirts? Is he paying like a designer? Because I know Mike doesn't have any design skills. Like, what are some of the he doesn't. But
So
what are some
I
of the
asked him-
details?
I asked him specifically about that guy. He said, he doesn't charge him a setup fee no more. He charged he case. This my mic? Yeah? I don't know. He said he takes it case by case though. But with this guy, he's like, I sell so many shirts that I don't charge him to make shirts no more. You know, he does what I say, so I just do it. I know he charges a setup fee every time, but once he has a client on board that's continually doing it, you know, and they're making so much money off the shirts. I mean, in the contract, it says 50-50 split. He sends them a report once a month. So it's not like you're gonna, these people want transparency too. You're dealing with a business owner. They wanna make sure that you're paying them what you owe them. So you gotta send them a snapshot at the end of the month of your Merch by Amazon back office. They're gonna see the royalties, exactly how much it was. The contract knows 50, so they know how much he's making too. With the tire shop, I mean, he showed me the thing. It was like, you know, 80,000 shirts. It was like $800,000 in royalties that he split with them. 400,000 back to the tire shop, 400,000 in his pocket. I mean, that's like real money. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for, right? That's what I'm here for.
Quick question: how do you get the pizza place to have the customer go to the URL for Amazon? What was a redirect link, or what's the process?
QR code. That's it. So the pizzeria
phone.
does. Most pizzerias, by the way, do flyers, do mailers. You get the menus with the coupons. Yeah, QR code. So he just gives. He does it for the guy. He makes it real simple. Puts a T-shirt up. Here's your QR code. Emails it to the guy's printer. Put this on the next flyer. Buy this shirt. Get half off family meal. Scan it with this. That's it. Real simple. That's it. And the guy's already spending the money on the flyers anyway. We're just adding it to the money. You're going to make money back on your advertising. But you do have to make it a really good offer. For the customer to spend $26, the offer has to be really, really good and worth it, where they're going to save at least, you know, double that. If they're going to spend $26, they should save like 50, right, on whatever the offer is, or better. So you got to talk to the business owner and say, look, you're going to make a really good offer, but remember, you're going to get repeat customers out of this. Don't worry about the first time. You know what I mean?
Two things. Quick one. Do you have to go through any special hoops to set up more than one merch account in your home?
There's no hoops. The biggest distinction that I see with setting up multiple accounts in a home, they've said it's fine to set up an account. I mean, Merch knows that the real family has 5 accounts, that everybody in the house has 5 accounts. There's a consideration to think, some people have taken that to another level and tried to sign up for multiple accounts in their home. Like, hey, if I get one terminated, I got a backup. Do not do that. Merch is smart enough to figure some of these things out. You do need to consider, if you have one and your wife has one, that it's a different social, it's a different email, and different bank account. Do not tie them together. Merch is smart enough to know that they're the same in the house. and they're smart enough to track trends. So it's not, I make 50 designs and, oh, I'm gonna put the light colored version on my wife's account. And you're using 2 accounts that are basically one. The nice thing about our accounts in our home, you could look at all 5 and they're all completely different. I mean, from the scale of what I designed to what the scale of my 14-year-old designs. So be cautious with that, but they have said that it's 1 account per person, so don't abuse it. And that's essentially what it is. There's no hoops to jump through. So
Okay.
they'll
And-
reject you if they don't want to do it. So.
Right. And then what's your best advice for setting up from square one to mostly 95% outsource everything? I know you talked about that once already, but.
I don't outsource. I mean, this is my baby. I do the designing. I do the research. It's my hobby. I love it. So Neil's the outsource guy.
You have to learn what you're doing before you outsource. Like, if you don't know how to sell a t-shirt either in person or online, then no amount of outsourcing is going to help you. So sign up for an account, get your 10 shirts up, figure out what works, and once you have what works, you can put into place what Kevin was talking about earlier, is building a team, putting a process into place just to replicate what you've already done 100,000 times.
Have any of you ever done any t-shirts for the community? The reason why I was asking is we have a huge river run in Jacksonville, Florida, where we have thousands and thousands of people come from all over the world doing the t-shirts and having the part of the proceeds go towards Donna Higgin breast cancer. Have any of you ever done anything like that where you get the part of the royalty back?
I've done a number of things. This gets a little more tricky. You got to understand the apparel business. And if you're doing something like a river run where, hey, we need 20,000 shirts for Saturday, July 15th, to be honest, you're not going to put up a link on Merch by Amazon. The best way to do it is going to be have a wholesale account, have a screen printer, and for about $3 a shirt, $2.50 a shirt, you're going to fire out 10,000 shirts. You're going to charge an entry fee to the people, and they're going to figure out a way to get their maximized profit. Now, where it does work good is maybe there's some variety they want to put up. Maybe there's a flyer they want to put up that has the QR code that directs them to Amazon. They see the Prime. They trust Amazon that they're getting a product. It's not some Shopify store that I'm not sure who this is. And they can get sales outside of that, and you can work an agreement with them that you do a royalty split. However, with those, do not in your descriptions put anything that says charitable donations, that it's tied to somebody. Just do that on the side as a separate thing. But that's part of understanding the whole apparel business. And once you understand that, you can start merging things. Like, merch may not have the color of shirt you need. Well, don't let that hold you up. Go to Teespring or go to another print on demand and put up the listing with the shirt in the color that you need, or the onesie, or the shoes, or the hat, or the, whatever it is. So just don't get discouraged and put the blinders on too much on that thing. So.
I have an 11-year-old daughter, and she is also very creative. It kind of runs in our family. And my question is, with the youth that is under 14 years old, do they have their own account? How do you do that with taxes, with working? Because I definitely see her wanting to do that, but do we do it under our business account, but yet for right now, and with it being her designs, or do we give her her own account? How do you handle that?
A lot of people will just put their kids' designs up under their own account and just kind of track it, and of course the tax implications are going to go on that. Honestly, with 5 people in our house, I let my CPA worry about that because it can get a little complicated when your kid starts actually selling some stuff. I mean, I've got a kid that sold $10,000 worth of shirts, and I'm saying, wait a minute, that's kind of over his exemption now. So let the CPA deal with it. There's 2 ways: if it's under your account, or if he's actually got it in his account, then of course it's tied to his social and everything else. So it can get a little messy, but the outcome is you're earning money, and a guy like Dave is saving up for a PlayStation, and he's going to earn it, So, and the creativity, I think that's where we're seeing with merch right now. Some of the management, they love the opportunity for kids to get creative and put something down that can be, up on Amazon. Like, look, guys, I sold these shirts, and I think Dave could speak to. He did a presentation for a school, and all. What was the outcome? What did they think?
I mean, they thought it was great because they were all like, "Oh, we can make it sound like this," because kids are very creative, and we found that out. They had just had so many ideas for great T-shirts.
So don't worry about the tax implications. Get your CPA to worry about that. Get the expert to worry about it. Get the kids going on it. Get them doing it. Get them earning money and get them excited.
So this is a question. Originally, I was thinking it would just be for David, but I'd love to hear the answers for everyone. So David, in your class, you did a presentation to the other kids. How many of them do you know have opened up a merch account and have they had success with it? And I'd love to hear the answer for the other three. Do you guys have friends or family or other people you know that have opened up a merch account, and how are they having success?
Honestly, I don't know if they opened a merch account, because I just went there once, or recently. The first time I went there was for publishing books, but I recently went there for a merch account, and that was like a couple weeks ago, so I'm not sure how many have. We haven't gone back yet. Go back by the end of this year and find out how many have, so I can update it.
I know of half a dozen of my kids' friends that have signed up for their own accounts and been accepted and have put shirts up. And I have seen some of their shirts and told them to take them down real quick. Don't put Minecraft on a shirt. But you know what? This brings up a neat thing, kind of off topic, Jacob, but talking about kids with shirts, this is an opportunity. You need to watch the copyright. You need to watch the trademark. There was a girl in Las Vegas that made the news on TV before even I made TV. And she had put up some shirts about anti-bullying. Well, wonderful story, except as soon as somebody posted it in the merch groups, they're like, well, that's a trademark violation. And it went to merch, and they approached her, but this is a teachable moment. This is not, we're gonna terminate you and ban you. This is a moment to teach the kids what copyright is. When you were 12, you had no clue what trademark was. So it's your responsibility as parents to teach them that and to keep them encouraged and say, hey, that was great. Now let's really knock it out of the park with an anti-bullying shirt and keep them going. So that's something I noticed with some of my kids' friends that have signed up. But yeah, half a dozen of them have signed up. I've got 3 or 4 neighbors that have signed up. The smart ones have listened to me and signed up for accounts. I know of one mother with young kids. She's got a 2-year-old and a newborn, and she's making, after a year, about $3,000 a month at home holding a newborn. So the great things if you just start talking to your friends and family. Don't be afraid of getting people to sign up for it.
So I don't have kids, but my girlfriend has an account, and she's about to be debt-free because of it. But she's basically told everyone she knows that she makes all this money and they should do it too because look how easy it is. And they'll sign up and they will not do anything. So the secret isn't just signing up, it's actually doing the work.
Yeah, no, same thing. I've told 1 million people, all my friends, they think it's amazing. No one ever does nothing with it. We'll say this, David, you actually inspired me because my son, Dario, he's a YouTuber, he's a gamer, he's got 100 subscribers, he's got a YouTube channel, Dude Gamer Dario, and he keeps talking about, Dad, will you put up some merch for me? And I'm like, yeah, we'll get to it. I just never thought to just get him his own account and just do it, so this is gonna be great for him. My other son, Christian, he's not as much of a gamer, but yeah, he could do it too. Yeah. My stepson? No, he ain't doing merch. He's hanging out with rappers in LA. You guys know who Vic Mensa is? Vic Mensa's a pretty popular rapper. My stepson's a fashion designer and travels with him all around the world and this? Yeah, without getting too off track, but he landed this gig where he travels around the world with this rapper on concerts, and he doesn't just dress him, he makes the clothes he's gonna wear right before the concert. So he'll literally grab a pair of jeans, distress them, cut them up with like a sewing machine, make him like a jean jacket, put patches on it right before the show, and makes a custom outfit for him before every show. And the guy opened up for Jay-Z, traveling around the world like the last 6 months. He was in Japan like last week. Yeah, a little off topic, but I thought I'd just share. There's a B2B opportunity, and I could be in a rap game.
Okay, this question is for
Merch
David.
rap.
David, which would you rather do, merch, or would you rather do books on CreateSpace?
I would definitely prefer merch. I prefer merch.
For what?
I mean, because you can make shirts a lot quicker than writing a book. Like, you can have more things up for a bigger audience. like I can have multiple shirts up, like one for Christmas and like one for gamers, stuff like that. While a book, it takes a little while longer to write, and a lot of books are only targeted at one audience. So you can have a wider audience with merch.
Going back to the local merch and piggybacking off the question about the legal agreement, have you thought about anything with a non-compete? So if you had like two salon chains in the same city or two pizza chains that were pretty big in the same city, you go to one and that kind of do you believe that it devalues maybe the other if they're getting t-shirts from both places? I mean, in the same industry, in the same city? Have you thought about that?
I actually have, and I don't think it devalues. It's no different than two pizza shops having flyer advertisements next to each other in a flyer advertisement. They're going to do different designs. You're going to sell different advertising to them. You're going to try and make it look different. You don't want Joe's Pizza Shop to look the same as Bill's. But hey, I don't view it as t-shirts. It's another medium of advertising. It's like a business card. It's like a postcard. It's like a little plushie to hold your beer cooler, whatever it is. It's getting the message out to the customer and getting some kind of a deal with the customer.
Why would you actually be worried about that, though? Oh, you're worried about them being upset with you? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Actually, I have some experience with that because my background is with rental signs. These black signs out of Canada called magnet signs. And they're temporary signs meant for temporary advertising. And the moment the pizza shop puts up one, they're so attractive and they get so much business, the pizza shop 2 blocks down wants one of the same signs. So your job is not about non-compete, it's about making the two different. You know, making an identity with one pizza shop versus the other one. But they're both gonna, businesses are gonna get what works and they're all gonna wanna use it. And you're gonna wanna encourage that, and I've never run into a compete problem. So.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I believe you. I'm just, if I were the pizza shop owner, I'd be like, I want to do the cool, innovative thing that no one else is doing. I don't want you to go to my competitor because this is how I'm going to stand out for my competitor. So even if you were like, yeah, totally, I'll brand them differently, I would not be as happy with you. But
Well, if one pizza shop is killing it with that method, you can bet that the other pizza shop is eventually going to catch up and do the same thing. So you might as well be there to take both people's money.
That's a good point.
Somebody else.
Good point.
Can we go back to like the sign up? I haven't ever signed up before, but like I'm interested in my children. Like, do they need, in the sign up process, is it easy? Do they ask, what kinds of questions do they ask? Does Amazon approve everybody? Like, do you have to prove that you have design experience? What is that like, the sign up process?
Sign up process is pretty easy. It's just a questionnaire. Fill in a questionnaire. You want to put as much information on there as you can. So I've seen people get accepted that have put nothing on there. They just put their name and boom, a week later they got accepted. And other people's that put in a whole portfolio and they're a designer, they're a photographer, and they get rejected. I don't know how it works. And merch won't tell us either. Just go do it. Just go try it. And if it doesn't work, get another email and put in another application. It's probably honestly best if you just go sign up for it if you've got your kids, because you're going to want to learn how the program works, learn how the banking works, and just put the designs up. I mean, it's not against just get one account for the family and just put the shirts up. Because everybody can put their shirts under a different brand, right? You can have Bill's shirts and Bobby's shirts and Jill's shirts, and it's all going to track and it's all going to come out, and just split up the money and make it easy. Just don't overthink it.
How would you go about scaling up a merch account and then selling it? If you can share on that.
You need to build a team, first of all. If you don't want to sit there all day and upload or make designs like Ken does, find a team who can actually, like I was speaking about earlier, you need to actually do it first, so you need to know what works. And then once you know what works, you can simply repeat the process over and over again. But you need to build an actual business that has, a core foundation of designs that number one, are not selling just once and no one buys them, but that bring in recurring revenue. So once it's an actual business, then you could sell it, but you're not selling a tier 10 account or tier 25 account. You're selling a business. Right, and you're not selling the account, you're essentially transferring the assets of that account to someone else as a business transaction.
So with B2B and with local merch, the question that I have is, have you ever had an existing client want to disengage, like to pull the ad off or to pull the listing off? And if so, how do they deal with the existing offers that are walking in with the symbol? So how do you turn it off if you're giving out the coupon or discount already?
It hasn't happened yet, so I don't know. Right?
Not everything lasts forever.
Yeah,
Right. Who's Be Cool is here. They have a little sticker they put in here. Said these prices are only good for like through June. Right. Things end.
I know. So
They're
run
not
a
going to
little.
expect lifetime. Like remember the McDonald's coffee cup you could like refill for life.
Yeah.
Right. Is anybody still doing that now?
Yeah.
Like maybe, but if McDonald's says no, we don't do that. Like I don't think anybody's expecting a lifetime guarantee on a pizza T-shirt. But if it is, if you're worried about that, put it in your agreement. Right.
I've never seen it, and to be honest, I think the person might wear out their shirt or lose it or rip it or whatever else. And the goal is, as Mike Wall has done with the pizza shop, to do Valentine's and do Mother's Day. You know what? A lot of these T-shirts end up at Goodwill anyway. Hey, and they really do. And you can spend all your day overthinking things. You can spend all day overthinking a contract and terms and services instead of actually just jumping in the lake and finding out if it's hot or cold. Just go and do it. And you know what? Cross the bridge later. That's what I've learned in the sign business.
So you guys all kind of said that you've told everybody that will listen to you about Merch by Amazon, and pretty much everybody said pretty much nobody does anything, right? So if you could give everybody just one sentence of like why you should like take action, and then we'll wrap this up. We'll take a quick break before we start again.
So why they should get an account?
If you had to give people advice in one, not just, you don't have to be one sentence, but like the shortest advice you can give about Merch by Amazon, to dispel the myth of everybody else that you've told that they don't do anything, because we want you guys to actually do something.
Just for the you don't know. It's new. It's like the first inning of merch. You have no idea. This thing could be bigger than FBA for all we know. We don't know. So just to be involved anyway, get an account. Even if you upload a couple shirts a week, just get something going. Just to have the account, it's free. You're not paying for it like Seller Central. There's no monthly cost yet. That could happen. I don't know. Okay, Chris is saying no.
It'll never happen.
And he's father, so he knows. But just to have it alone, no one has any idea how massive this thing might be. And if you do, 3 years down the road, when every other marketer wants to get in, and they might close it off, or you might have, you're going to be 3 years ahead of the game. So you should just get one. It's fucking free. Just get it. And just have it and just do a little bit. That's it.
It's really free.
So I think part of the reason that I do so well that I do is because I got in early, and it's still early. So I think, the best chance you have at success in merch is now. It's like right now, because you need to put in the work. And if you're not going to put in the work, then you just have to do it. That's it.
Yeah, Just Do It's trademarked. Yeah. Don't put Just Do It on a shirt.
The biggest thing that I've noticed with merch, watching since the beginning, is we are kind of like the hamsters on the wheel, and it's just a ride and grab onto the handle of the train. There's glitches, there's mistakes. Even merch has said, if we're not breaking something, we're not doing it right, because they're breaking it to make it stronger. So if you get frustrated in the program, just hold on. It's big. I've seen the print facility. Hold on to the train handle and go. And it might dip this year, but you're going to be so far ahead of the people that come on and join in 5 years versus what the opportunity is right now. We don't even have international shipping. We haven't even got into other countries. We don't even send shirts to Canada. This is going to be big. They have crushed it on 2 T-shirts. Teespring, Redbubble, all these other print-on-demands, I think, are shaking in their boots for how big merch could be and how well they're constructing a platform. So just hold on to the ride and have fun and make a few bucks while you do it, and it can change your life. It's changed my family's entire life.
The work test. I think it's good to get on now because it's only a year and a half old, and it's gonna be harder to sell shirts in the future, like because there's already those top sellers that are selling a ton. Like at first, when merch first came out, you could upload a terrible design, but since it was one of those first shirts, it would sell a ton and be at the top sellers. So people who uploaded after that, they're already the top sellers. So like there's gonna be so many shirts that are selling in the future, it's gonna be harder to break into the market because you're gonna be like 5 pages down because all the shirts are selling.
I didn't tell him to say that. Yeah, he's a smart kid. All right, guys, we do it a little over time. We are going to take a quick little break. Thank you to our panel up here, Anthony, Neil, Ken, and David, answering our Merch by Amazon questions.